Hello to you all. The channeling from Archangel Michael today is about energetic wounds. Energetic wounds are created by the billions every minute of every day, unknowingly by ordinary people, because they don't understand the consequences of what they think, say and do. Billions of people gossip about and criticise their friends, neighbours, families, work colleagues, rivals, enemies and employers, and just about everyone in their lives behind their backs every single day. This is a national and worldwide pastime, which is reinforced in the media through your soaps and on social media. Thus it has become accepted as both the norm and okay, because it is shown and validated on TV as what people do. These same billions of people are therefore creating energetic wounds each time they indulge in their favourite pastime. This is because to think or speak negatively, critically or destructively about another person in any way creates energetic wounds within the energy field of the person or people. These are seen as rents, holes or tears within the subtle bodies. Why is this so, you may think? Thoughts and words are energy, and as such can never be destroyed, but are sent immediately to the unwitting victim by the power of thought and by the intentions of the sender, even if they don't know what they're doing. The amount of damage created is commensurate with the type of thought and intentions of the person. Damaging, negative and malicious words spoken directly to another person in the process of venting anger, speaking your mind, or giving someone a piece of your mind instantly creates energetic wounds within the subtle bodies of the person, as well as creating mental and emotional damage. This is because the words once spoken can never be taken back, and as energy remain within the person's energy field as dark rents or holes, and within the mind of the person as negative thoughts forever. Damaging, malicious, critical or malevolent words spoken about someone behind their backs do the self-same thing, as do malevolent, malicious, damaging, vicious or unpleasant thoughts about someone. They all find their target, once thought or spoken, whether that is the intention of the perpetrator or not. So many people on your plane do this unknowingly and quite unconsciously every single day, as thoughts of revenge, victimisation, bullying and hatred fill their minds and occupy their thoughts for real or imagined slights or misdeeds. This can also sometimes include fantasies about the downfall of another person. We realise that for many of you this will come as a shocking and very unwelcome revelation, but it is part of taking responsibility for what you say and do, to recognise what you say, do and think all have consequences. There are others in your world who consciously seek to harm, as they verbally abuse others because they operate from the emotional negativity of their inner child issues. The violation of rights as perceived through the eyes of the inner child is considered adequate justification for verbal, mental and emotional abuse, which results in energetic wounds and, in severe cases of trauma, to soul loss as well. Giving someone a piece of your mind also comes under the heading of verbal abuse, since the intention and content of the words is to attack and cause harm. Bullying also causes energetic wounds, as well as mental and emotional harm, because the intention of the attackers is the destabilisation, devaluing and destruction of another person through words, insinuation and threat. This is a particularly unpleasant phenomenon which increased during the latter part of the 20th century. We have to say though that people who bully often do not know any better, because they themselves are damaged, but this does not excuse their intentions and the results. However, they, like millions of others who live their lives through the issues of their inner child, are destructive and damaging people, because they are unable to perceive any other point of view except their own. They also tend towards the ideas that all is fair in love and war, or the end justifies the means, which are both myths created to give the idea of having permission for any act without conscience or responsibility. There are many in the world today who, living through the eyes of their inner child, make it their life's work to create damage to others through the mistaken ideology of religious or political fanaticism. They believe they have permission, or it is their duty, to be subversive and damaging in thought, intentions and actions, resulting in maiming, death and destruction for millions upon millions of innocent people, whose only crime is to be different from others in religion, race or thoughts. Such people create energetic wounds and harm on a truly gigantic scale, and through continued negative and malevolent thought, constantly reinforce the harm they do on a daily basis. People who behave thus with malevolent intention create enormous amounts of energetic wounds and also karmic debts, since acts of harm of any kind have to be put right or made recompense for, often through service, in some way in subsequent lifetimes. So my message to you today is this: try not to think or speak negatively about anyone, so that you do not cause harm to others in this way. Consciously try not to cause harm to others by your thoughts, actions or deeds. Remember that it's only ever acceptable and not damaging to talk about someone else when it is done in a controlled, safe environment to a therapist, as you try to unravel emotional issues and pain connected to another person. Even then, it is to be done without blame, with the emphasis on how a particular episode made you feel, so that it can be cleared. Energetic wounds can be healed by those using the white crystal light. Otherwise, they are held within the subtle bodies as dark masses of energy, holes, rents or tears, which are carried forward from lifetime to lifetime. Left unhealed, they eventually filter down to the physical, where they create cellular change, illness and then disease. Part of your path as evolving humans is to recognise and understand the consequences of all that you say, do and think. Once realised, then the obvious path for all is not only to seek not to do harm in this way, but also to find out how best to put matters right. Therapists using the white crystal light and working with angelic healing teams can do this healing work, while at this present time the individual cannot do it alone. In the meantime, the heartfelt wish and intention to put matters right will set in motion the chain of events which leads to us and someone who can help you. Often this is on unseen levels. As the energetic frequency of planet Earth and her population rises, so this work becomes more and more important for your future development. There are angelic teams waiting to do this work on an enormous scale when the time is right and people begin to recognise and accept their responsibilities for harm they have done. Until that time comes, specialist help must be sought by those who are ready to accept and acknowledge what they have done and who wish to put matters right. Of course, as you ask for healing for what you have done, so you in turn receive healing for what has been done to you in return. The people we have trained to work with us have all had to go through each and every lifetime they have ever had, accept responsibility for their actions and the results, and then to ask for all damage and energetic wounds to be healed. This allowed them, as well as anyone they may have harmed, intentionally or unintentionally, in any lifetime, to move on, and also to rise in frequency. Love and blessings to you all, Michael.